Hi everyone, it's Andrea LaFaver with Coldwell Banker One here in Baton Rouge, and today I'm going to show you how I use the Bona Floor Polish system for some floors here in my mother's home. I'm going to be polishing her wood plank tile floors. And these particular floors that we purchased 3 years ago at Home Depot, they were not an expensive tile. She simply could not afford the more expensive wood plank tiles that come from the factory with a beautiful sheen to them. These floors have always been dull since the beginning, since we purchased them. They're hard to keep clean. They seem very rough. Even after sealing them, we just continued to have problems. So it's been 3 years now. The floor is very dull. And so I had heard good things about the Bona floor system and decided to try it. Now I've already done several of the rooms in the home and I'm very pleased with them. I've done 2 coats. But today I'm going to show you in my living area, which we're getting ready to do now, how we apply the polish and the difference that it can make to your floors. So the first thing is, let me show you the supplies we're going to be using today. So the first thing we're going to be using is the Bona floor polish. This is for tile. You'll see it says for stone, tile, and laminate. They also have a polish for hardwood floors. I've seen some videos that where people have used it. They look really beautiful. But of course we're using, this is porcelain tile that looks like wood, so we're going to use the one for stone and tile and laminate. This is about $20 a bottle at Home Depot, so this is not cheap. All right, so you just want to keep that in mind. Another thing we're going to be using is a microfiber roller. And I'm going to tell you why I do not use the microfiber pad from the Bona system. The microfiber pad is very flat. It doesn't really have a lot of accommodation for tiles that are textured. These floors have a little bit of a texture to them and some grooves, and my grout joints are not even. So for that reason, I want a microfiber that's going to get down and get all of that so the polish is even. I don't want dull spots left behind. So I'm actually using a microfiber roller. Now this is a little different than a paint roller. You want to make sure it says microfiber. And let me show you here. Here's the packaging. We got this from Home Depot. It's a, I think it's a Worcester Pro. And it does say microfiber, 14 inches long, all right? And you'll probably need more than one. We used 4 because as we cycle through to come back and do our second coat, we wanted to always have a dry one. So I bought 4 so I always could have some drying after cleaning them and have a dry one to use. This is a 3/8 inch nap, and the reason that is important is you want a nap that is long enough to get into those grooves in your joints, the grout joints, and in the divots of the tile when it's textured like that. So I recommend this for textured tile versus the Bona floor pad that they sell with it. You'll also notice I took this off of a roller like this, as you just have to have something to attach this to. This just pops on here like this, and this attaches to the pole that I purchased from Home Depot. You don't want it too long because you have to be able to get into some tight spaces. This one is probably about 4 feet tall. All right, so that's a good height for me. Also too, you'll notice that I purchased some microfiber towels. These are going to come in handy for you. These particular rollers don't dry as fast as normal paint rollers. So after we rinsed our rollers, we actually used a microfiber towel to really kind of squeeze dry those rollers so that they would dry quicker. Also, you're going to have spaces for us. We have heavy furniture that is just too heavy for us to move. Like for instance, in the dining room, we had a buffet. Too heavy to move. Use your microfiber towel, put some polish on it, and actually go around those heavier pieces of furniture before you do the roller. Now this particular roller has done a very good job of getting all the way up to the baseboard, so we didn't have to go around the baseboards. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how the floor looks now versus how we want it to look after. So you can see here that this floor, it looks like it has a sheen to it, and it does to an extent. It gets very dirty very quickly, and I'm going to show you the difference with another floor so you can see. We've moved the furniture out of the living room and I've swept it, but I'm going to clean it. I'm going to use my crosswave over there. But if you don't have something like that, just mop it. You want your floors to be clean before you polish them. All right, so here you can see this is the floor that we're getting ready to do. This hasn't been done yet. And if you look over here, you can see a clear difference between the kitchen area that we've already done. It's the kitchen area. And you switch over. Now look at the difference right there. you can see on the left, it's very dull. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this floor. We're gonna mop it to get it good and clean before I show you how to apply the floor polish. Let me show you here, Alton, let's get the camera up and show them here. We're gonna just do an S pattern like this. Keep in mind this does splash a bit, so the further you can get down to the ground, the better. All right, and then I'm gonna start with my roller. Now this is a clean, dry roller. When you have a dry roller like this, you're gonna notice it'll take a little bit to prime your roller to get it good and moist and wet. So at first you may have to do a second coat or do a second rolling just when you first get started. You can see that I can get the roller right up to the edge here without scraping. So you really don't have to go around these things here. This polish is pretty forgiving. This is not a sealant. Sealants are different and not near as forgiving as a polish. And I'm going to flip it around so I can get up against the baseboards. All right, now you also want to be careful when you do your S pattern of your polish. Like I said, that splashes a bit. It may splash on a section you've already done, an adjoining section. Just kind of go over that with your roller. As I said, this floor polish is much more forgiving than a sealant, and I'm going to show you why. When I do this, because I mentioned that this floor has divots in it, it is a textured tile, my grout joints are not even. Normally with a sealer, you only go in one direction, but with this floor polish, you don't have to do that. So you're going to notice I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to go at it from this direction to make sure I get complete coverage. Now you'll also notice that there may be a little bit of haze. You'll see a little bit of haze coming off of it. Don't worry about that. That dries clear. You may get a lot of buildup in your roller, so I just press down a little bit and take out some of the excess so that I'm not wasting that polish. All right, so I'm still on my first coat. I will be doing a second coat when I'm finished with this one. It takes about an hour to dry in between. All right, so here's the finished product after the second coat. You can see how rich the floors look. They're much darker and they look more expensive. So it really takes those more inexpensive tile and gives them a new life. You can see that there's no difference now between the transition from the kitchen into the living space. And take a look here at these before and after pictures. So I hope you found this video helpful in learning how to polish floors with the Bona Floor system. Again, my name is Andrea LaFaver and I'm with Coldwell Banker One. Thanks for watching.